The Georgia Gym Dogs make it look easy at the SEC Championships, winning their 15th title. We'll have all the highlights next.
And the Dogs' deed is done.
What can I say? They were the best. They really stood out. They put it all together when it counts, and that's what the sport's all about.
What a routine.
And that just may do it for Georgia here tonight.
Wow.
The Gym Dog Show is brought to you by Melwood Springs. Melwood Springs from the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Georgia.
Hi, I'm Suzanne Yacklin. Welcome to the Gym Dog Show. With me today is Associate Head Coach Jay Clark, and this is our 15th SEC Gymnastics Championship Trophy, which our team won this past weekend in Birmingham, Alabama. The Gym Dogs did not let anyone down as they came into the competition ranked #1 in the country, #1 on every single event. And they finished the competition winning every single event as they went on, as I said earlier, to win their 15th SEC championship. What was it like for you, Jay?
I think it was it was an unbelievable experience. A little bit different than what we've experienced in the past because the draw was a little bit different in that we were off the floor with a bye at the end of the meet, waiting to see what Alabama, Florida, and the other teams were going to do. But as you had stated prophetically in the press conference before the meet, we were good enough to set the pace so that everyone else had to chase us, and in the end, the score was just a little too far out of reach for anybody to catch us at the end, and it worked out to our advantage.
Let's take a look now as Georgia started the meet on the uneven bars, as Alabama and Florida, the #2 and 3 seeds, were on a bye. So the action started out right away on bars, and then we went immediately to balance beam. Let's see how we did.
Nikki Childs up early in our lineup on the uneven bars. It's our first event. It's the first time we've been in front of a 4-judge panel this year, and that typically makes it more difficult to get the score. You see a beautiful giant 1.5 there to her Ginger in between the bars. Her second D release is the Pack Salto. To this point, Nikki's really doing very well. Nikki's beautiful handstand there at the end, a giant full to a double tuck, and she finally sticks a landing. Just a little hop there. She gets us started off early with a 9.85.
Second up is Tiffany Tolman. I said earlier in the week that this is our X-Factor gymnast. You're not always sure what Tiffany's going to give you, but she has the potential for big scores. Beautiful high Jaeger right there release. Nice handstand work. She's very, very confident right now. Just had a great warm-up on this event and just was ready to go. A little short on that last handstand. Giant full is a little late. That would be an 0.5 deduction. Other than that, not too many things wrong. Beautiful dismount, small hop, and she scores another 9.85.
Then Katie Heenan, your defending SEC all-around champion from last year, comes up. Katie does beautiful handstand work as well. Toe on and off blind chains to a very, very nice Jaeger. Her second D release right here, the transition, is a bail to a handstand. Now she's getting ready for her dismount. Good handstand work there. Nice blind change, double front. You can see she pulls the legs apart just a bit and steps on the landing, 9.825.
In the 5th position, we've got Kelsey Erickson. This is Kelsey's 10th bar routine of the year, and she's not scored below a 9.875 the entire season. Little bent arms right there. Beautiful Tkachev, nice and high. Her handstands, same as Katie's were prior to her, are just right on top of the bar. Beautiful Jaeger. You can see she caught the bar above the bar, and that was just really well done. Kelsey finished last year at the NC2A second on the uneven bars, and you can see why. Big releases, good handstands, and a very difficult dismount. Blind landing, and she nails that dismount, score 9.9. I actually think that score could have been a little bit higher. That was a great routine.
Courtney Kupets in her usual anchor's position here. Starts off great handstand right there at the beginning. Shaposhnikova to an overshoot to handstand for a D-to-D combination and comes right back to the high bar. Good handstand there. This is a hop full to her third release of Tkachev. A little short on this handstand right here. And then does a great dismount. And then takes a tiny hop there on the landing and goes 9.9. She actually tied Kelsey for the championship on this event.
Here you see our crowd. They're excited about our first event. We scored a 49.325. which was actually a great start for our team. You saw a couple small hops on landings. That was the only thing between us and a 49.5 on this event. The girls executed the rest of the routines to near perfection. Over on balance beam, our leadoff performer, Kelsey Erickson. And you can see she starts out with a difficult mount, a front tuck, which is a D-level skill, into an immediate jump for bonus. Here's her flight, back handspring, back layout, step out. You're required to do a D salto in addition to your flight, unless your flight has 3 skills in it. Kelsey's jump combination and her dismount, which is a gainer full dismount. She sticks it every time, and once again, she sticks it tonight. And she scores a 9.85 to start us out on beam. Next up is Nikki Childs. Nikki scored a 9.85 on beam in last year's SEC Championships. And we really need this score from her today. Here's her back handspring layout step out, her flight requirement. She does that solid. Next is a switch ring leap, which also she does very well, and also a blind landing, so very difficult. Here comes Nikki's trademark on beam, her moonwalk, which everyone loves. This is her leap combination. So far, she's had a great routine. A couple little checks, minor deduction. On her front aerial here, probably a 1/2 deduction, but overall, nothing major. And her dismount, small hop on the dismount, that will cost her a 1/10 of a point, and she scores a 9.825.
Next up on the balance beam for us, Tiffany Tolnay. Tiffany has beautiful beam, great amplitude. This is a great event for Tiffany. Beautiful switch side. They don't come any bigger than that. It's just a great skill for her. Great flip-flop layout. As you can see, her line and her execution and amplitude is really second to none. Punch front that she lands with her chest up very, very well. And a switch leap to a straddle jump for another C-to-C combination there and satisfy her leap series requirement. And then here's the dismount. And right there, they see that step, and that is where they got her. She went 9.825.
In the 5th position on balance beam is Courtney Coupette. So far, Georgia's doing really well in this event. Everyone has stayed on the beam. We do have a low score from Audrey Bowers, so if we keep hitting, we can drop that score. You saw Courtney's 3 flight, which is solid as always. That was her leap series. Here's her front tuck to an immediate jump. Great amplitude. She also does a switch leap into a gainer layout for extra bonus. It's actually more than she needs. She does not need this combination at all. Has a little teeny bobble right there for a 1/2. And her dismount, back handspring, double tuck. Big step on that, 1/10, and she scores a 9.875.
Katie Heenan in the anchor spot on beam, She is ranked in the top 10 nationally on this event and has been virtually all year. And she's in our anchor spot for a reason, because we know what we're going to get, and we can depend on her to do a great job to finish it out. Does a flip-flop layout there for her series. Straddle jump to a sheep jump, very difficult. You lose her head there in that shot, but she has to do a head release. Her head goes back, so it's a blind landing. A great punch front right there. Again, much like Tiffany, lands very high. Not a deep squat like you see so many of them do. And then the round-off double full here. Katie is a little higher than she typically is, takes another step there and goes 9.825. Tight scoring on the beam tonight.
The Jim Dog Show is brought to you by Melwood Springs. Melwood Springs from the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Georgia. By Makar Homes. Makar Homes, built with passion for over 50 years. Brown Arrowhead Clinic. Arrowhead Clinic, Georgia's largest spinal health care organization. By Athens Regional Medical Center. At Athens Regional, we have a specialty. You. By Golden Pantry. Golden Pantry, we've got what you need. By the John Bull Stores of the Bahamas. John Bull, the shopping mecca of the Caribbean. And by Phil Hughes Honda. Phil Hughes Honda, the official car dealer of the Georgia Gym Dogs.
It's official. Honda Cars and Trucks have made history. For the first time ever, Motor Trend Magazine has presented a single automaker with the top 2 awards. The Honda Civic and the Honda Ridgeline are named the 2006 Motor Trend Car and Truck of the Year. The all-new Civic offers a new level of performance and design. And the Ridgeline, it combines toughness, a smooth ride with innovative features. See why it's not just a truck, but a Honda. Learn about the Ridgeline and the new Civic at North Georgia's oldest Honda dealer, Phil Hughes Honda in Athens.
Makar Homes is proud to announce its 50th anniversary. With passion for quality, Makar is committed to customer satisfaction. before, during, and after building your home. With over 40 communities around Atlanta, Makar has a plan and neighborhood for any lifestyle, from affordable townhomes to luxurious estates. For more information, visit www.makarhomes.com. Makar Homes, built with passion for over 50 years.
Ask Suzanne, brought to you by Makar Homes. And this week's question is, how do we get Southeast Regional tickets? And the answer is, just go on GeorgiaDogs.com and order them now. Tickets are $12 for adults, and there's plenty left. That's Ask Suzanne, brought to you by Makar Homes.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, after 2 rotations, you can see that we still left the door open. We've got a slim lead over Alabama and Florida. This meet is not over by any stretch of the imagination, and we had hoped that we could go out on those first 2 events and really kind of stretch it out with some 49-4 type scores, and we just kind of a little bit on the edges with our landings and those kinds of things that have prevented us from doing that. So we're headed to floor now. The meet is still very, very tight, and it is not over by any stretch of the imagination. Suzanne, your thoughts on floor?
I'm just like you. I wish we had scored a little higher on those 2 events. We didn't stick the landings like we normally do. A floor exercise is huge for us because we're taking a little bit of a chance going onto floor. We have Ashley Kupets in the 2nd position, and she's competed 4 times this season but has not hit a routine yet. Right. So we are definitely got a risk person out there, and she can make a difference. She hits her floor routine, and that is just going to light our team on fire. So let's see what happens.
See our crowd's really pumping us up. The team knows they've got to get it done here. They have not slammed the door shut like we had told them we wanted them to do on the first 2 events, but at the very least, we're still in the lead, and Abby Stack is getting us started on floor. Abby's tumbling difficulty is really great for a first up routine. A pike full in there, a little hop there on the landing. This is a 3 salto pass in the middle, which is a little unique. She does a front tuck to a round off whip back to a double full. She gets 1/10 the bonus on that, and then finishes with another D-level tumbling pass, a double pike that she's a little out of control there on the landing, but otherwise a very solid routine to get us started with a 9.8.
Second up is Ashley Kupets, and as I said, coming into this event, this is a big routine for Georgia. We need her to hit. She struggled all season with this event. Opens with a double pike, and it is sky high. I mean, this girl can really launch it and get up in the air. Middle pass is a front full to a front layout, which meets the requirement. Also, well done. No problems at all in terms of her tumbling. She looks strong and aggressive. And her last pass, which is where she's been having her problems, is her double back. She usually stalls it. Up high, solid landing, no problem tonight. And she scores a season high of 9.9.
That was a beautiful routine. Tiffany Tolnay coming up next for us in the 3rd spot. It's hard to imagine that they can get much better than what Ashley just did. Then Tiffany comes right behind her and opens with her huge Arabian double front here at the beginning of her routine. Steps forward just a bit, but incredible amplitude on that skill. Comes back in the middle with the same pass you saw Ashley do, front full, front layout. Very well done. Good controlled landing there. And then finishes up with another D-level skill, a double pike. Probably the best routine Tiffany's done all year to this point, and goes 9.9, so we're on a roll with Kelsey coming up next.
You're right, we are on a roll. Those were 2 wonderful, wonderful routines. And Kelsey's coming on, as Jay said, and she's just so explosive on this event. She's opening up with a full twisting double back. She's competed about 3 times this season so far, coming short a couple times, but tonight she nails the landing. You couldn't do it any better than that. She just had perfect position in the air. Her middle pass is a front full twist to a full twist. Difficult to do. 2 C's in a row, and she also executes that well. Her last pass is a double tuck. We're looking for height and opening. She does both. A great routine from Kelsey, and she scores a 9.95. And that will win her the individual title on the floor exercise.
Katie Heenan opens with a front double full, a punch front pike. Very, very well done. A little bit offline there. Nothing too much to worry about there. In the middle, it does a beautiful double pike that she lands very, very high. To move that back to the middle, and you can see her execution on it is so much better when it's in the middle. And then a front fold or front loud half, that's a C plus 1/10 the bonus. And she ends up with a 9.925. Katie's presentation and dance and choreography is really what sets her apart from most other people.
And here's last up, Courtney Kupats. So far, she's had a great meet on her first 2 events. Floor exercise is also a strong event for Courtney. She opens with a double Arabian, and I love her form. Her legs are always together. A small deduction for that step, maybe a 1/4 of a tenth there, but not too much. Really beautiful height and amplitude. Her middle pass, which we love just because of the execution right here on the Shishanova. It's just a really pretty pass to watch. Courtney's dance is excellent as well, and she does a little rewind here in her floor routine where the music rewinds right before the last pass, which is a double pike. Sometimes it gives her trouble. Right here, it's nice and high, should be perfect landing. Her legs buckle just a tad. Another small deduction, and Courtney scores a 9.925. That was her 5th consecutive 9-9 or better on this event. So you can see why she's in the anchor position. We can count on the big score from Courtney right at the end of the lineup. So floor exercise is over, and we post 5 scores of 9.9 or higher. What a great rotation for the Gym Dogs at this SEC Championship meet.
Hi, my name is Laura Sewell, and I'd like to ask Paige Byrne, who do you look up to in gymnastics?
Thanks for the question. When I was younger, I looked up to the Gym Dogs more than anybody else, and I have their back-to-back national championship posters signed hanging up in my room at home. And now that I'm here and a part of the team, I absolutely love it.
If you've been injured in a car accident, make the call thousands have made before you, Arrowhead Clinics.
We're the nation's largest accident treatment centers because we care about our patients.
Some of the best doctors in the profession will treat your injuries immediately and will document your injuries for your insurance company. So make the call, because your health is our primary concern.
Remember, having your injuries treated and properly documented are the only ways to receive a fair settlement. At Arrowhead Clinics, we treat you like a person, not just a patient.
The Georgia Gym Dogs are red hot. Hot team. Cool water. Melwood Springs, now available at Golden Pantry. Golden Pantry, we got what you need.
The Golden Moment, brought to you by Golden Pantry. And this week's Golden Moment, of course, is winning the SEC Championships in Birmingham, Alabama. President Adams and Damon Evans, our athletic director, on site for the win. That's our Golden Moment, brought to you by Golden Pantry. Welcome back. Well, as you can see, Ashley Coupetz's floor routine was key. She scored a 9.9, and that set up the last of the rotation with everyone else on the team scoring higher than that 9.9. So it was just a great event. Our team is psyched. We're ready to go to the next event, vaulting, but unfortunately we've got a bye in between, so we're going to have to wait a few minutes.
Right, and that's just a really tough thing to do, particularly when you know, the team got really up for floor. They knew they had not done so well on the first two events, so they really rose to the occasion, kicked the door. It's not closed yet, but we did start it in that direction, and we really got to vault very well. We know if we vault well that the meet's going to be over. But as you stated, we've got to go in the locker room. They come down off that adrenaline rush, and then we got to get back out there. However, in vault warm-ups, like you said, they put on a clinic on how to land vault, so we're optimistic that it's going to go very, very well on vault. Let's take a look. Katie Heenan starting us off on vault. Kind of a weird camera angle here from our camera guy. She takes a hop forward. Can't really see it. She does land a little short, takes a hop forward there. It starts us off with a 9.75. Pretty good vault, it looked like, coming off. I think she was really trying so hard to stick that she kind of stalled the rotation and ended up with her chest down and hopped it forward. But otherwise, not a bad vault.
And here's Brittany Smith. She's had a sprained ankle the last couple weeks, but we wanted to put her in the lineup as a senior. You can see she struggled a little bit on the landing, but overall, not a bad vault for just a couple days of practice. She'll be strong and ready for the regional meet in a couple weeks and back to peak performance by nationals. And that was Brittany Smith scoring only a 9.7.
At this point, we're starting to get a little worried with the way we're scoring on vault, and Ashley comes down the runway, does a huge vault, and then takes that big hop on the landing. They probably took a 10th and a half there. But other than that, just blast this thing straight up in the air, beautiful amplitude, right down the middle, and goes 9.8. So we're getting a little concerned at this point.
And here's Kelsey Erickson with a Yurchenko with a full twist. Look at that height, perfectly stuck landing. I mean, to me it's a 10. I mean, I have never seen her do a vault that strong, and the amplitude and the height is just what's so beautiful. Nice straight arms on the horse, so explosive. Nice set and rise, and she scores a 9.925. It ends up being the winning vault score, but you can see the vaulting event is being scored pretty low right here.
And here's Courtney coming back with the same vault her sister did. Pretty good vault, a little step there backwards. Not her best vault, but she goes 9.85, and you can see as she comes down the runway, she gets on the table, and there's just a slight little draw in her hips that you can't quite see there. She comes off the table and kind of slowed the rotation down just a bit.
Here's Tiffany Toney on vaulting, one of Georgia's best vaulters ever. Yurchenko 1.5 twist, and oh, that's a bummer. She steps back on the landing. She nailed 2 in warm-ups and really was just trying for that stick a little bit too much. The judges really deducted her, I think, too heavily for that landing. She scores only a 9.825 with probably one of the best vaults in the meet in terms of difficulty and height. Great effort. We didn't vault as strong as we want to, but we're huddling up and talking about the fact that Alabama needs a 49.8 to beat us. So it is possible. They have floor exercise, and this is Erin Wrightley on their team opening with a double back. Her second pass is a front Rudy to a back layout step out, little bent legs right there. And her last pass is a front full to a front layout, and that's a low-level ending pass. She scores a 9.875, a little high right there for that routine. And here's Ashley Miles. We know what she's capable of doing, but unfortunately she's last in their lineup, and she needs like a 10.3 in order for Alabama to win. So we've wrapped it up even before Ashley hits the floor exercise. Her last pass lifts her leg up and definitely has a deduction there. She scores a 9.95, and as I said, it was not enough for Alabama to take over the lead from Georgia, and we win our 15th SEC championship. Routine of the Week brought to you by Athens Regional Medical Center, and this week's Routine of the Week is Kelsey Erickson as she wins the all-around title and also wins the uneven bars, the floor exercise, and the vaulting event. This is Kelsey Erickson's Routine of the Week brought to you by Athens Regional Medical Center.
I'm sorry, honey. I know it hurts. Oh, x-rays, they don't hurt at all. It's like a magic eye that looks inside of your body to see if anything's broken. This is where Hannah came to get her stitches out last year, remember? Of course, honey. Mommy will be with you the whole time. And remember, Mommy wouldn't take you here if it wasn't the best place in the whole world.
Athens Regional Medical Center, a passion for medical excellence.
Drop by drop, pure, refreshing. A trickle becomes a stream, flowing from the source. Refreshing, fresh, in the store or at your door. Millwood Springs.
Countdown to the NC2As, brought to you by Millwood Springs. And there are 6 regional meets coming up in 2 weeks. You can see the list here, Athens, Georgia being one of them, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Stanford, California, Fayetteville, Arkansas, and Ann Arbor, Michigan, and Ames, Iowa. 2 teams will advance from each of these regional sites to the national championships, and that is Countdown to the NC2As, brought to you by Millwood Springs.
There you have it. Georgia wins its 15th SEC championship trophy. What a meet it was. In addition to winning the team trophy, Kelsey Erickson wins the all-around. 2nd year in a row that a Georgia gymnast wins the all-around, with Katie Heenan winning last year, Kelsey Erickson this year, and Courtney Kupets wins Freshman of the Year. It was a great night. Next up, the Southeast Regional Championships, which are here in Athens on April 8th.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great meet, too. We should expect some good teams to be in here. We're hopeful our crowd will get in here and support us. It's not part of their season ticket package, per se, in terms of getting their same seats. So we hope that everybody will get in here and support us through the regional championship. Gymnastics season is not over, as you stated the other night. So get in here, take a look at us for the last time at home for this year, and we'll see you next week with an outlook for the regional meet.
The Gym Dog Show has been brought to you by Millwood Springs. Millwood Springs from the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Georgia. By Makar Homes. Makar Homes, built with passion for over 50 years. Brown Arrowhead Clinic. Arrowhead Clinic, Georgia's largest spinal health care organization. By Athens Regional Medical Center. At Athens Regional, we have a specialty. You. By Golden Pantry. Golden Pantry, we've got what you need. By the John Bull Stores of the Bahamas. John Bull, the shopping mecca of the Caribbean. And by Phil Hughes Honda. Phil Hughes Honda, the official car dealer of the Georgia Gym Dogs.